kick it off here. Okay, so welcome to our team call. Tonight we have the special honor of having Jessica Blanton share with us some of what she was digging into about active. And today was our starfruit guava, so it's perfect timing. I know majority of us are like thrilled about it, and if you're not, it's truly okay if you're not a fan of this one. We will not hold it against you, all the more for us. So I'm going to hand it over to Jessica and let you share everything that you would like to tonight.
So I found it really ironic that it was Starfruit Guava Day. I was like, oh, that's because now everybody's seeing it. So cool. But I wanted to dig in a little bit into a specific part of active. So, I mean, we all know it's our energy drink, and but we keep hearing about nitric oxide, and I personally don't use active as an energy drink. I mean, I know when I don't use it, you know, my energy or whatever, but I don't use it for that reason. And I've actually found that I do much better with it, with my brain function and whatever, when I use it every day. But so I want to go over a little bit on like the basic benefits of active. Basically everything we kind of already know, we can get off the information sheet. But then I'm going to dig in just a little bit into more specifically the why it's important with regards to nitric oxide and what all that means. So it's not a super long one. So I mean, I dug in, but I didn't write a book. So obviously, for most part, we know that active is clean. It's our long-lasting energy drink, which simply means that it's free of artificial ingredients and artificial sweeteners and preservatives. It's vegetarian, it's gluten-free. It boosts mental clarity and performance. It enhances feelings of alertness and supports immune functions. Well, these benefits happen partly because active supports natural nitric oxide production. It reduces oxidative stress, and then the vitamins are all in bioavailable form. So I never understood why it did all those things, because energy drinks are notorious for being horrible for you. So I didn't really understand why ours does what it does. So we have, our active has a proprietary blend of ingredients, including L-theanine, citrulline, malate, and S7. L-theanine is an amino most commonly found in green tea that helps to increase a sense of alertness and supports mental clarity and focus, which is pretty much what I use it for. Citrulline and the plant extracts in S7 have been clinically shown to increase nitric oxide in the blood up to 175%. And in some of my research, I found that some of the ingredients in the S7 blend and the citrulline, those came up in the articles often. So I was like, cool. The S7 blend includes green coffee bean extract, green tea turmeric, turmeric extract, tart cherry, blueberry, broccoli, and kale. So that's kind of like the basic of what we already know, but it's good for you, you know. But I really wanted to know what nitric oxide is and why it's so important to our overall health and wellness. So nitric oxide, from what I found and read, may be one of the most important molecules produced in the human body. It is a critical signaling or messenger molecule, and it is produced by nearly every type of cell. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, meaning it relaxes the inner muscles of the blood vessel, causing them to widen. And this is how the blood flows. It increases the blood flow and lowers blood production. Or I don't even know why I said that. Lowers blood pressure. nitric oxide production is important in protecting the heart, the brain, the liver, and basically every other organ from low oxygen damage. So it's it is critical to heavy blood flow to the brain health, formation of new synapses in the brain, and protecting brain blood vessels from vascular damage. It causes arteries and bronchioles to expand, allowing brain cells to communicate with each other and causes immune cells to kill bacteria and cancer cells, which I thought, wow, this is quite an incredible process that I feel like I've never even heard of until Active came out. Um, However, when the body senses high toxic emotional stress, overwork, not enough exercise, like smoking, stuff like that's detrimental to your body, it releases and produces less nitric oxide. So I found that on average, we lose 10% of our body's ability to make nitric oxide for every decade of life. So by the time we're 40, studies have shown that we make 50% less than we did as a teenager. Well, everything that I'm finding out that nitric oxide helps facilitate in your body, I find that quite like every time somebody says, "Oh my God, I'm 40 and I'm broken," and I'm like, now I'm going to say, "Well, duh, you're producing enough nitric oxide." I probably won't say that, but I might. But like that's such a huge thing. Everybody says they start breaking at 40. You just don't feel the same. You start getting sicker. All the things start happening, and the nitric oxide being produced less has a huge effect as to why. So the depletion of nitric oxide also depletes endorphins and dopamine, which are your feel-good hormones in the limbic system, which Kristen did an amazing presentation on a couple weeks ago. So, this kind of flows into with all of that as well. But as a result, we become susceptible to Alzheimer's, anxiety, depression, and dementia. Another issue that I found interesting, yet kind of frightening, is the presence of fluoride. So, like in your toothpaste or your mouthwash, fluoride converts nitric oxide into nitric acid, which is toxic and destructive. So when you're using all that mouthwash, it messes up the bacteria balance of all the production and all of that. It just is chaos. And I seen that in a couple different things, and I was like, oh, that's awful. I'm a mouthwash whore. I love mouthwash. So I don't know a lot about that. I don't really understand it, and it's definitely something on my list to figure out, because I use mouthwash every day. I use toothpaste every day. We all do. So I've heard a lot in the last few years about like fluoride not being the greatest for you, but it looks like it's something I'm going to have to put on a priority list to cut. So sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked. So some of the symptoms that may indicate low nitric oxide are fatigue or low energy levels, high blood pressure or decreased heart function, anxiety, irritability, or depression, insomnia and other sleep problems, loss of libido or erectile dysfunction, declining stamina, which is your endurance, decreased workout potential, less I'm sorry, declining memory or concentration, asthma or lung function, and weakening bones. So from what I gather, it's everything. It affects everything, and every symptom that you're having can come back to you're possibly not having or producing enough nitric acid. So I'm gonna switch up and just kind of focus a tiny bit on heart health. Mostly because I found an article that I could have made an entire 3-day presentation over heart health and nitric oxide production and the benefits. But clearly I don't want to do that. So this, okay. So obviously there are several known risk factors for developing cardiovascular disease. Known and important risk factors of cardiovascular disease are high blood pressure, hyperlipidemia, diabetes and prediabetes, smoking, obesity, physical inactivity, family health, unhealthy diet, and periodontal disease and age. Of course, there are other factors, but these are the primary factors. And once again, it kind of falls into basically everything's a factor into, a risk factor for cardiovascular disease. Not everything, I know that's a little bit of exaggeration, but it's extent of this. But what's so interesting to me about all of this is that with all of the known risk factors, there's one common denominator that is responsible for increased risk of CVD, which is the cardiovascular disease. And I bet you can guess. Anybody? It's the loss of nitric oxide production. It is known that if you can eliminate these risk factors, your chances of developing cardiovascular disease are much less and perhaps eliminated. Therefore, if you can restore your production of nitric oxide, you can offset the reasons these risk factors cause or accelerate heart disease. That's huge. Like, I didn't realize, it seems so simple, and it is, but I mean, I'm not saying it's so simple, like you can just change a life and produce nitric oxide, but it seems to me that it's possibly a lot simpler than medicating yourself to hell. It just, now we know, right? So anyways, that's just a little bit, but so to sum up everything in short about nitric oxide, it is possibly the most important molecule produced in the human body. It allows for better blood flow, which carries your oxygen to all of the organs and muscles. And because of this, many, if not all of disease and discomforts may be reduced or eliminated with restoring your production of nitric oxide. So in closing, this is why I use Active every day for the health benefits as opposed to just as an energy drink. Whoever thought that an energy drink could actually be good for you? Active literally does everything opposite of a traditional energy drink. So that's all I did. It's not much, but it's a lot. So if you have any questions, I may or may not be able to answer them, but I'll take them.
If you guys have any questions, write them in the chat below. Jess, that was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much. So this was like really, really timely for me. I've been on Active for as long as we've had Active, and I recently started taking Metaburn, and I was like, oh, a little too much caffeine for me. So I've been off Active for 2 days. You guys, I took a nap today. It was 18 minutes, but still, I took a nap today. Like my body needs, my body needs it. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to separate them and we'll do that. That was so interesting. And as you were talking about the cardiovascular benefits, somebody popped in my head that I need to talk to about that. So really, really good. Who here takes Active? Who, if you don't take Active, now you're going to take Active. It's so
I just
good.
ordered mine today for the first time.
Oh, yay! Did you get started?
I'm excited. Yes, I did. And I haven't tried any of the actives yet. So this was timely for me because I'm very excited to try it now.
Awesome. Okay, let's do another little poll. Raise your hand if you prefer starfruit guava to peach mango. Prefer starfruit guava. Okay, raise your hand if you prefer peach mango. I will never cheat on peach mango. It's so good.
I can't pick one or the other.
I actually don't even like the peach mango. I have to mix it with the slim to even put it down, but the effects it has on me is so great that I won't go without it.
Yeah. Oh, mixed with Slim, it's like completely different flavor.
Mhm.
So good. So good. Okay, so you can still write things in the comments about Active if you want. Jess did the product info, and I'm going to bring you a little bit of business info. So I know I've written in the chats, you guys, about the book club. I want to do another plug for it. So I was halfway through that book when I decided we need to do book club. And I didn't pull book club out of nowhere. I did it because people that are succeeding in business do book clubs. And so I went back and I read chapter 1 because we just did chapter 1 this week, The Power of the Other by Dr. Henry Cloud. And you guys, I took this many more notes. It was this good. He's just very like no fluff. He's very like kind of scientific when he speaks, but direct, easy to understand. I have it on Audible. You guys, it took me 17 minutes and to listen to chapter 1 and then 22 minutes to Zoom about it. So I invested 39 minutes in my personal development this week. And I have takeaways that are going to affect my business, and not only my business, how I talk to other people. And so we know that leaders are readers, right? So we want to be in the books. And I also want to say that you can grow a team and not do personal development. You really can. I've helped like probably 20 people go gold without doing any personal development. But if you want to be a leader of a team, that is quite different. If you want to be a leader of a team, then personal development is a non-negotiable because they're dealing with people. None of us are masters of that. You know, social marketing, none of us are masters of that yet. So it's really just like a lifelong commitment to be growing. And so it was really, really good. And I wanted to say one of my takeaways from the book was that from chapter 1 was that your brain, anybody's brain, does not grow without human connection. From womb, he says, from womb to tomb, without human connection, you do not grow. And he gives an amazing analogy that I will totally butcher. But basically, human connection and that relationship is what gets us past all of the junk in our brains, all of the hard things in life. It comes down to people and relationships. We can't stay here and expect to have great relationships in life or in business. And this is a relationship business. So Alicia was on. Thank you for being on, Alicia. And I just like, no guilt about it, no shame about it. If you can be on, I highly recommend you being on. So if you're stuck, if you're feeling stuck in your business at all, hop on, let's grow. Let's open up your leadership lid and you can zoom past it. I've been stuck many times in my business and it's always been a mindset issue. Also, if you are around gold and feeling stuck, just know that you are in good company. Gold is notorious for being one of those ranks that requires a leadership lid being opened. It just does. And so that's a good thing. You're in very good company, but I just wanted to really encourage you to spend 40-ish minutes a week investing in you and your mindset so that you can love and serve your team and love and serve your friends and family better. Okay. Also, really exciting announcement that some of you know, some of you don't know. So convention is virtual, right? Like we all got the thing and it's a huge want to all of us that have already been to convention, but it's okay, right? There's nothing we can do about it. But you guys, mark my words, you will go to convention, you will be wined and you will be dined and you will party your butt off because it is so stinking fun. They treat you like royalty. But in place of that, Ruthie Horner, Diamond on our team, and Rachel Anderson, Diamond on our team, has invited all of us to Waco, Texas. They have rented a house. They're going to do an entire day at Magnolia and even have a dinner at the restaurant at Chip and Joanna's restaurant. And it's going to be June is it the 24th? It's a Thursday, June 24th through that Sunday, whatever those dates are, that's when it's going to be. The expenses are $250 for your room and some meals. Okay, $250 covers your stay for all those nights and some meals. Other than that, it's up to you. Okay, which is very normal. That's how convention is too. So happy wedding weekend. But I wanted to extend that invitation to you. They're very excited to host us. So what it is it's a 200-acre property with 2 different houses on it. One house sleeps 60, one house sleeps 40. And so they're hoping to have them filled, 100 people. And we're just going to have the best time. And you get to rub shoulders with, you know, team wellness people that maybe you haven't met in person. And it won't be convention, but it will be wonderful to see people. So more details to come. They haven't even made a graphic. This is just like a 3-day-old idea. So there we have it. You guys, thank you for being on tonight. Maybe book club in the future, in the evening or weekend. You know, maybe. I can't promise. Those are hard for me. Those are my family times. But if somebody else would want to lead, that is very possible. Yes, Alicia, thanks for being on. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. You guys are awesome. Awesome. You guys, $1 promotions. Go freaking make momentum happen. Go talk to all the people. Go do it. Hit your rank, hit your re-rank, help your people get silver. This is the time, and momentum will happen when you create momentum. When you get excited on social media and tell everybody it's $1 and your life will be changed. Like a clean prism life on Instagram. Her stories today are fire. You guys, actually, often she gets on these tangents and she's just so cute and adorable. But go listen to her if you need a little momentum, a little like oomph in your step to like get out there and get passionate. Because you are the creator of momentum on your team. You. Not your upline, not your downline, not your sideline. You are the creator of momentum on your team. And I'm firing myself up right now. I'm totally speaking to myself. Go talk to all the people. Help them know why Plexus is different. You have to show them. You have to let your marketing on social media be so clear that Plexus is different. It will change your life once you address your gut health with the right supplements. End of story. Don't want to hear anything else. Don't care if you don't want to hear me. I'm telling you this because I love you. Okay, that kind of passion. Okay, let it spill on out of you. So I'm really rooting for all of you guys this month to have an incredible month. There's many of you that are very close to re-rank or a new rank, and that's awesome because spring is coming, and spring and summer are notorious for being wonderful. So that's that. I'm working up a sweat here, getting you guys amped up. You guys have a great night. Thanks for being on this evening, and we'll see you later.
Have a good night, guys.